Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's DealerOn webinar, where an expert from Google is going to teach us how to reach the right customers in the right moments. My name is Eliana Raggio and I'll be your moderator today. Today's webinar is being presented by DealerOn. For anyone who isn't familiar with DealerOn, well, we're an award-winning website development company and digital agency best known for our amazing SEO, the best customer service, and the highest converting website designs in the industry, including the award-winning Chameleon responsive website platform. We're so committed to lead conversion, optimization, and customer service that DealerOn is still the only company in the industry that offers a money-back lead guarantee program. Does your website company guarantee you a 50% lift in leads or your money back? Maybe you should check us out at our gorgeous brand new DealerOn website at DealerOn.com. Also want to let you know that Sean Rains and Greg Gifford will both be presenting at the upcoming Driving Sales Executive Summit. So if you're going to be there in Las Vegas, October 23rd to the 25th, stop by, check them out, and say hi. Can't wait to see you there. And we have a great show in store for you today. We're very pleased to have Nikki Walsh as our presenter today. Nikki Walsh is a strategic partner manager on the Channel Sales Automotive Partnerships team at Google. Based in New York City, she's responsible for managing Google's key relationships with automotive partners and providing support on a wide range of solutions, including Google Search, Google Display Network, YouTube, and of course, mobile. Her mission is to help automotive agencies provide the most exceptional customer experience managing digital marketing solutions for small businesses. She's been working in digital advertising and partnerships for the past 8 years and has held various marketing, product management, and partnership roles at companies such as Kayak, TravelClick, and WOR Radio. And you can connect with her on Twitter and LinkedIn. Now, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. At the end of the presentation, we'll answer those questions of general interest. If we're unable to get to your question live, we're going to try to respond by email later today. And don't forget, a link to download a copy of the webinar recording will be emailed to you later today for your reference. And hey, feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. Oh, I can't wait to tell you this, everyone. Guess what? Our good friends at Google, they're giving away an awesome prize on today's webinar. One of you lucky webinar attendees is going to win a Google swag bag. Oh, it's filled with all sorts of Google awesomeness, like a Google duffel bag, water bottle, notepad, and a pen, and even YouTube tube socks, I think. Anyway, you have to be on the live broadcast to win it, though, so stay tuned. And who knows, you could be the one walking away with this awesome prize today. Also, at the conclusion of the webinar, you're going to get a short survey. So fill it out because we're always looking for quality feedback from our audience. We want to hear what you have to say. And hey, do you tweet much? We hope you do. We'd love to see what you have to say about today's presentation. So hey, tag us in it. You can use hashtag DealerOnWebby. I'm at Eliana Raggio. You can also hit up Nikki Walsh at Nikki Nicole Reed. We look forward to seeing what you're saying. So let's get started. Let's listen as an expert from Google teaches us how to reach the right customers in the right moments. Nikki, such a pleasure to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to have you here. And for those of you who don't know, Nikki was actually one of our presenters at DealerOn's very first Top Golf event. And so we invited her here today to talk to us some more about some other things that, I mean, she knows a lot. So of course we had to get her back here and see what else she could help us out with. So today she's here to teach us how to reach those online customers, and we're so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for cutting us into your schedule. And I know you have a ton of stuff to get to. So where do we begin?
Of course, of course. Thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure to join the webinar today. A pleasure to be working with DealerOn. We are going to be talking about a topic that is so exciting right now here at Google called Audience Solutions. We have a jam-packed agenda full of content to share about our best practices and products to help you reach the right customers at the right time. So some of the things that we'll be talking about today, just very high level, customer match, RLSA, display remarketing, as well as helping you guys reach people that you don't know using similar audiences, in-market audiences. As Eliana mentioned, we have an awesome Google swag bag giveaway, and then we will end the session with Q&A. So let's get started. So we're seeing a fundamental shift in consumer behavior. Mobile has fractured the consumer journey into hundreds of real-time, intent-driven moments. Our attention span is shorter. We take unscripted, non-linear paths to purchase. Brand loyalty is waning, and we have become more loyal to our needs in the moment. In those I want to buy, I want to know, and I want to do moments, we care about satisfying our needs above all else. As marketers, we understand the need to respond to the shift. Today, converting customers takes more than just knowing who the right people are. We need to reach the right people in the right moments with relevant messages in order to shape their decisions and their preferences. So we know this. The problem is that consumers check their phones up to 150 times per day. So how do we keep up? Which of these moments really matter? How do I make sense of every new moment? Are they all equally important? Do we need to win them all? Across all of these moments, consumers aren't necessarily seeking out a brand. In fact, they're actually more capable than ever of tuning out ads. But there are specifically certain moments that when they are open to it, looking to buy something or to do something, these are the moments that you have to be ready for. Across all of these moments, consumers aren't necessarily seeking out a brand. In fact, they're always tuning out the ads. So you can't, they're not, you don't. We like to call these micro moments. So let me give you a real-time example. Meet me, Nicole Walsh, soon to be first-time mom. This is actually a picture of myself and my husband a few weeks ago at a wedding. Yeah, at a wedding. So, I am due in January, overwhelmed with having to put together something called a baby registry. Beyond mind blown, not knowing exactly what items I will need to raise a small human with no prior experience. I am completely at the will of the internet. Message boards, online boards, I'm absolutely 100% impressionable. So I'm looking for some serious direction. So let's unpack this moment a little bit more. To reach me, knowing my demographics, like age and gender, is certainly one signal, but that in itself is not enough to deliver a relevant message. It's so much more important to understand that I'm looking to register for a stroller, and I'm not searching for any specific brand, and I'm literally standing in the middle of 1,000 options at a super baby chain store, aka Bye Bye Baby. The ad experience that I experienced was engaging and useful because it was based on an understanding of my real-time intent and context. And that is what Google's best at. So, for example, I was at Bye Bye Baby in the morning with my mom looking at strollers. I did a quick search. I absolutely love the top rated on Google sponsored product ads. It was able to actually show me the top 3 stroller products with pricing, where to buy, star ratings, reviews. I was able to tell the store rep exactly which models I wanted to see based on my influence and focus on those specific models instead of being distracted by, all the pretty colors, all the different strollers, the fun-looking strollers, that might not necessarily be up to par in terms of safety and features. So it was really helpful for me in that moment and actually helped influence my decision of which stroller to put on my baby registry. So now, would your brand have been able to win my moment? I know you guys aren't stroller dealers. You guys are car dealers, which I am in the market to look for a car soon because my little Toyota Corolla I don't think is big enough. So, maybe we could talk offline.
Babies are small, right?
They are small.
They're portable.
My husband's golf clubs and the stroller will not fit into the trunk at the same time, and that's his big no-no. So he needs his golf clubs at all times.
Gotcha. Just so you know, before you go any further, we had many people who wrote in to say congratulations, Nicole. So thank you, Andy, Allison, Mike, Dave, Sean, Ray, and other people are still writing in. Oh, by the way, Brad wrote in, I have a Toyota Camry just for you. All right, that's enough.
Thank you guys so much. And I was making a joke to Eliana earlier. I said there might quite literally be pregnant pauses as I try to catch my breath being over 6 months pregnant, so bear with me, guys. I
And
should be good.
Benjamin wrote in, babies are small, but strollers are huge.
Yes,
So there you
and heavy, and very, very heavy. I don't know what's going on. Props to every mom out there picking up that stroller. Oh my God, in the store. I guess I'll get the arms and the muscles for it. I don't know. I got to start working out, so. All right, moving on. So Google can help you find your best audiences. So whether you're engaging with your most loyal customers or reaching for new ones, and when there's moments that matter to them. So the key is merging contextual and intent data with your first-party data to create a single shared real-time view of your customers' needs. And our audience solution makes that easy. So before we go any further, I'm going to stop because we have a poll question.
That's right, we do. We only have 2 poll questions today, audience. This is your first one. We'd love to see what you have to say about this poll question. So here we go. The question is, what is your personal involvement in your dealership's current AdWords campaigns for your dealership? Please select one of the following answers. And I know we couldn't get every answer in there, but just pick the one that most closely resembles it, all right? So are you 100% in charge of your AdWords campaigns at your dealership? Is the responsibility all yours? Do you work very closely with the ad agency to make the AdWords campaigns happen? Does the agency take care of everything for you? Do you make the big decisions, but you don't actually make the changes yourself in the back end of the AdWords? Or you don't currently have an AdWords campaign at your dealership? Once we get a majority of the votes in, we're going to close this poll and share the results. And the votes are coming in fast. Thank you so much, audience. You guys are amazing. And
Good question.
yes, very good question. I think you're going to be quite surprised at the answers, Nicole.
Oh,
I think
let me hear
so. Well, the votes are still coming in, but I'll give them another couple seconds. So the question is, what's your personally involvement in your current AdWords campaigns at your dealership? You're 100% in charge. You work very closely with the agency. The agency is 100% in charge. You are the big idea person, but you don't actually do the heavy lifting in the AdWords back end, or we don't currently have an AdWords campaign. Nicole, if you're ready, I will share this with you.
Share me. Share it.
All right, here we go. Let's close this poll and share the results. All right, in order, 15% of today's audience say that they are 100% in charge of the responsibility for the AdWords campaigns at their dealership. The majority, however, 40%, say that while they're not 100% in charge, they do work very closely with the ad agency to make sure those AdWords campaigns go out properly. So that's a lot, 40%.
Yeah.
Now the rest is pretty much evenly split. 18% of today's audience said that the agency is 100% in charge of everything. 15% of today's audience say that they make the big decisions, they're the big idea people, but they don't actually make the changes to the AdWords campaigns in the back end. And then the remaining 13% of today's audience says that they don't currently have an AdWords campaign. Nicole, does that help you out?
Yeah, no, that's actually really helpful. So, whichever range you guys are on, hopefully the strategies that we will be talking about today are either something you could execute with your agency or on your own easily within AdWords, and hopefully, those of you listening that don't currently have an AdWords campaign, maybe potentially consider one to take advantage of some of these solutions. Great. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so the easiest way to frame this is, let's start with people that you know. So how do you reach people that you know? So the products that we will cover in this next section is first, customer match for search, YouTube, and Gmail, remarketing lists for search ads, or as we like to call it, RLSA. So if I'm saying RLSA, I'm referring to remarketing lists for search ads. And then also display remarketing and AdWords Audience Insights Report, and how to utilize that report. All of these products under people you know are based on first-party data, so your customer profiles and purchase history based on your CRM data. These will use Google-only search intent and real-time behavioral and interest signals. And we can target based on location, device, and the consumer mindset. So how do you reach people you know? It sounds simple, but it's actually a little bit more complex. You have the ability to combine your customer data with Google's targeting capabilities to reach a precise audience at scale. So use what you know about your customers to target them on any device, in the right mindset, and with the best reach. And I have to say reach matters because it means more chances to find and connect with the right people. Google wins on reach, and our cross-device graph of signed-in users, now that we can match email addresses against, continues to grow. So Android and YouTube have more than 1 billion monthly active signed-in users. Gmail has 900 million monthly active users, 75% of which access mobile in addition to desktop. And for the rest, just remember that we have Chrome, Mac, Search, all of which are #1 in their category. So let's talk about customer match. So one way to reach people that you know is with customer match, as I mentioned. Customer match brings together the power of first-party data and the reach of search, YouTube, and Gmail. It's super easy to onboard with Google and get started. So customers have been with, some dealers for years and years. So why only retarget customers who have been to your site in the last 180 days? Customer match has no cookie window. So let's talk a little bit more about how to get started. Advertisers can activate their email list with a simple upload. So write in AdWords through a privacy-saved hash method. You can segment your customer list based on desired actions. For example, to reactivate lapsed customers. Once you have either segmented or not, you can upload that list into AdWords. So note that the serving minimum for customer match is 1,000 matched email addresses. So, however, you can upload any type of email addresses. Google will compare the email addresses with the primary email address associated with the user's account. So they may be a Gmail address, often it is, but it may also be another type of email address that the user has chosen as their primary email address. So even if it's not all Gmail addresses, upload them all. We will do the matching. If we get 1,000 matched, then you guys are good to go to run this. The list is then translated into an audience list and made available for targeting on search, YouTube, and Gmail. So once you are set up, you can customize your creative, with a special offer or incentive to engage those users specifically. As mentioned, you can also leverage customer match for Gmail ads. Gmail ads are a great ad format that specifically is designed to engage users in a commercial mindset. Gmail ads are now available to all AdWords clients, which is great. Gmail ads also allow you to reach specific types of users with sophisticated targeting signals. So users are shown a collapsed ad at the top of your promotions tab. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these before. The collapsed ad opens to an expanded unit that can be designed to promote a variety of goals, so including embedded forms of video. Advertisers can also include links to their external site, if you guys have an app, or just a simple click-to-call if you're doing Gmail ads on mobile. You can easily create creatives in the AdWords display ad gallery, so don't get overwhelmed about the creative portion. We have tons of different templates that you could use on your own in the ad builder, or of course, if you want to get a little bit more fancy, you could use custom HTML. Gmail ads are great for retargeting users, especially that have purchased a vehicle from you, and you have their email address. You could promote, maintenance specials. You could promote different upgrades. It's a great way to get to the top of their inbox. Even if they don't necessarily click on it, it's kind of that brand awareness. It's a great way to reach those customers. So in addition to email lists, use rich insights from your website to remarket to past visitors on search and display. So leverage Google's cross-device reach, sophisticated automation, and beautiful creatives to target users during intentful moments and maximize your chances of winning them. So with that said, next we will be talking about remarketing lists for search ads and display remarketing, including apps. So let's first start with RLSA, remarketing list for search ads. We have seen this product be very successful, specifically for the automotive segment. Automotive shoppers are, as you guys have heard, are visiting fewer dealerships and test drive fewer cars before making a purchase. So the time to influence them is during the research phase. We all know this. One tip that we have for a conquest strategy is leveraging RLSA to keep your dealership top of mind during this research phase. Modify your bids on conquest terms to ensure that all of your ads are showing to previous site visitors who have already engaged with your brand when they're searching for competitive terms. RLSA is already making a big difference, and it's time to enjoy. We have some great stats that we wanted to share, specifically for automotive, based on what we have seen in the industry with this product. Cost per acquisition is so important. In auto, we have seen an average 68% CPA decrease for conversions from an RLSA user list. Write this down. We have seen a 68% decrease in CPA for conversions that are using the RLSA user list versus an entire campaign. That's a huge stat right there. Also,
I'm sorry, a 68% decrease from last year, or like from when, since when? That's a lot.
Versus the entire campaign. So yeah, so you would create, with the RLSA campaign, it's comparing it to your regular campaign. So the CPA goes down 68%.
Wow.
That we're seeing with our automotive partners and their clients on average. So yeah, it's great. And then I know CPA has been a big conversation lately with a lot of our partners in the industry, trying to drive that down. So RLSA has been, one of those things that we have been going to our partners and talking a lot about, this product with them, because it is, very impactful for that goal. And also, we've seen an average 10% increase in conversions for advertisers that use RLSA versus advertisers that do not. So another recommendation for you guys, if you do decide to do RLSA, for new inventory, a strategy is to leverage RLSA to reduce your cost per lead for the new inventory terms. So, as you guys know, they could be quite high relative to the other profit centers. So RLSA could help you with your cost per lead for new inventory. So if you're still hesitant about launching an RLSA campaign, I just wanted to give you guys some insight to the strategy that we have been communicating, within the auto industry. So one way to get started is with a zero risk strategy. So basically you could test out RLSA, you could activate it, you don't have to put a bid modifier on. We're going to talk a little bit about similar audiences in the coming slides. So one thing that I do want to note, to participate in similar audiences, you do have to have RLSA activated. You don't necessarily have to be doing bid modifiers and be strategizing and optimizing on RLSA, but you do have to have it activated so we could start collecting that customer data. So set up RLSA with a 0% bid modifier. There's no need to increase the CPC, no need to allocate a dedicated budget at this point. After about 5 to 10 days of testing, you can look at your returning visitors' conversion behavior to analyze the campaign performance. So if you decide you want to put a bid increase where users are of particular value, that's completely your decision. But you will have the data at that point. Bid more aggressively for valuable audience segments to ensure that your ads are seen by the people on that audience list. So this will help you first to build your foundation before moving on to more advanced RLSA strategies, such as using the target and bid option to add new keywords to extend reach. So that's RLSA. Next up, we will be talking about the Audience Insights Report. So as a marketer, it is important for you to understand how to utilize this Audience Insights Report in AdWords. This report allows you to analyze important segments of your audience captured by the remarketing list to get valuable audience composition information on those users including their demographics, their interests, their location, and the devices. Advertisers can turn these into actionable insights by optimizing existing campaigns or creating new campaigns with the goal to reach your most valuable users. So, for example, if you're finding that most of your site's visitors are actually coming from tablet and mobile, you could focus on optimizing your mobile landing pages, your ad creatives, and make sure that you're measuring conversions across device. Or, if you're noticing that the majority of your site visitors are of a certain demographic, let's say ages 25-54, living in NYC, this is the kind of insight that can help you tailor your creatives on or target a specific set of users. All right, we're going to pause here for another poll question.
That's right. Okay, go take yourself a drink, okay? All right. Let me talk to you, audience members. We have our second poll question up for you now. It's our last poll question of the day, actually. We want to know, are you currently using retargeting in your AdWords campaigns? Please select one of the following answers. Is it yes, and it's working great for us? Yes, but we aren't seeing the results we would like? Not yet, but you know what? We're thinking about it. No, but it looks like maybe we should, or nah, retargeting just isn't for us. Once we have a majority of the votes in, we're going to close this poll and share the results. Of course, I want to remind the audience that we are here to answer any of your questions. You got somebody from Google here today, so please get those questions in. Let's see what kind of help we can get for you today. From Nikki Walsh from Google. All right, so get those questions in. We are going to be getting to the Q&A session pretty shortly. All right, so are you currently using retargeting in your AdWords campaigns? Yes, it's working great. Yes, but we're not seeing the results we'd like. Not yet, but we're thinking about it. No, but maybe we should be. Or nope, retargeting just isn't for us. Nicole, whenever you're ready, I will shut down this poll and share the results.
Sure, I'm curious.
Okay, here we go. All right, the majority, 38% of today's audience said yes, they are currently using retargeting in their AdWords campaigns, and it's working great for them. That's awesome, 38%.
Wow.
25% of today's audience said they are using retargeting, but they aren't seeing the results that they would like. Now,
okay.
a quarter of today's audience say not yet, but they are thinking about adding retargeting to their AdWords campaigns. And then the remaining 13% said no, but you know what? We probably should be doing that. They're thinking about it. Okay, and no one said no, retargeting just isn't for us. So how does that help you out, Nicole?
Yeah, no, I think that's very helpful. And hopefully, we can address some of those, some of those concerns for the core group that's either considering it or the people that are doing it, but, not quite having the success that they're looking for. Maybe we're going to be talking about some strategies today that you guys could take away, test out, look into it, and it has to be unique to your strategy, right? So it's not kind of a set and forget thing. So hopefully you guys could implement a few of these, test it out, see what works for your business, and hopefully have some success here.
I love it. All right, thank you so much. Back to you, Nicole.
Of course. All right. All right, trying to get to the next slide. There we go. It wouldn't let me go. All right, so thank you so much. So now that we spoke about how to reach people that you know, let's talk a little bit more about how do you reach people that you don't know. So people who have not been to your site before. So we're going to specifically be covering two products in this next section. Similar audiences, which we teased a little bit about earlier, and then also in-market audiences. So, we talked about consumers becoming less and less loyal to brands. There's more opportunity to reach and acquire new customers during intent-rich moments. Until now, the traditional approach has been to use search queries to drive potential customers to your site and remarket and re-engage with site visitors. So what about the millions and millions of internet shoppers who are interested in your product but haven't before. Use Google-only signals to reach these prospects and convert them into new customers. Use similar audiences to scale your email lists on YouTube and Gmail and remarketing lists. So find new users who behave like your existing customers using zero latency signals, not stale declared data. Similar audiences is exactly what it sounds like. It works by taking your valuable RLSA lists, finding users with similar search behavior in order to help you reach a potentially more valuable subset of your general visitor traffic. So these lists grow the reach of the marketing campaign without sacrificing return. It allows RLSA to not only increase conversions among those familiar with a site or brand, but also find new customers with skill and efficiency. So one thing that I just want to note here is that similar audiences for search is still in beta. So you should sync with your agency to get access to this functionality and get whitelisted. We don't have an estimated time when it will launch, hoping early next year, but it's still in beta, but it's a great product that we still wanted to present today. So before we move on, I wanted to quickly highlight a few things that are unique to Google's lookalike targeting. So the cookies are updated in real time. As we mentioned, there's zero latency versus competitors, which may take several or more hours to refresh. It's compatible with a variety of customer lists, so website converters, mobile app downloads, email lists, and more. Similar audiences can make your remarketing campaigns more efficient, and they're automatically created in your AdWords account, and campaigns can be set up in minutes. So it's pretty quick to set up. It's very efficient. It's a great product to execute. So next, let's talk about how to get started with similar audiences once it's launched. So similar audiences for search. So because of the nature of the product, RLSA is required for similar audiences. So first step, you need to set up RLSA. So once a user visits your website, they are then added to an RLSA list. Next, your site visitor searches on google.com before and after being added to that RLSA list. Both google.com users search for similar queries as your site visitor on google.com, and google.com users not in your RLSA seed list will be automatically added to the similar audience list. So note that similar audiences help you reach users that have very recently performed similar searches as your customers within the last 24 hours. So by definition, similar audience lists are active searchers, where our RLSA has a list duration of 180 days. So these are people searching within the last 24 hours. So this is constantly refreshing, 24 hours. This isn't stale data, as we mentioned before. Similar audiences for search will be ready, and then from there it will be added to your keyword and shopping or your dynamic search ad campaigns, and you will be all set. So if you have an effective remarketing list and have seen success with RLSA, or you're looking to build brand awareness and acquire customers that are similar to your existing customer base, then similar audiences is right for you. So again, note similar audiences is still in beta, so if you are interested in this product, you'll have to speak to your agency rep for the next steps. So next, let's talk about in-market audiences. Google's in-market targeting uses sophisticated algorithms to find hyper-relevant audience segments with purchase intent. So let's look at a relevant example. An auto dealer who uses display advertising to reach people interested in cars. Charlotte, for example, we use Charlotte, is looking for a car but isn't yet sure about which model to buy. She might begin her car hunt by visiting a related blog, then a car site where she reads about different makes and models. She might visit some other sites, click on an article about hatchbacks, and then check out some auto financing options. In-market audience able to understand when someone is in the market to purchase a product, as opposed to when they're simply interested in a category. So by looking at content like consumer reviews, price comparison sites, along with online behavior like clicks, conversions, on-related ads, it helps you connect with consumers at the exact moment they're considering a purchase. With in-market audiences, the auto dealer can connect with qualified prospects on a car comparison site or classified listings for specific makes and models, instead of news articles about racing results or layoffs at Detroit automakers. So some important things to note about in-market audiences. We expire audience segments after the user stops showing in-market signals. We tailor definition of quote fresh by vertical. The lookout windows is shorter for someone, for example, in the market for a camera than for someone who's in the market for a car. The Google data is updated in real time, so we use Google-only signals to differentiate interest from intent. We also use behavioral signals and contextual signals. In-market audiences refer to segmentation of users who are actively looking to buy a certain product or services in the near future, or have a high propensity to buy if they find the right product or offer. So above, right here, you guys could see some examples of Google's in-market audiences for automobiles and vehicles. So we have taxonomies by type, classic vehicles, compact cars. We have it by brand, so you could do it by Acura, by Ford. We have motor vehicles for new vehicles, for used vehicles, and then we also have, other segments as well. So we do track, commercial vehicle intent, boats and watercraft, campers, RVs, bicycles, and accessories. So, if you're at a dealership where you have different kinds of vehicles, this is still relevant for you. So don't forget, we can auto-optimize behind the scenes and execute real-time relevance at scale. So automated bidding, Google's automated bidding solutions analyze different combinations from over 70 million signals. It makes a targeting and bidding decision in 400 milliseconds. Results can be adjusted on content, linguistics, page content, images, impressions, creative. So just know that you guys can take advantage of automated bidding. Also, dynamic messaging and creative based on location signals, intent signals, demographics, and device. And also, lastly, automatically it will adapt your ads to any screen. So auto-convert to HTML5, auto-optimize fit size for any screen size. You build it once, let us optimize for the unique placement across millions of websites. In short, measure your moments that matter so you can make sure that each interaction with your brand is more engaging and useful than the last. So have a single view of each user's conversion path across channels and devices. So single view of the user means measuring both across devices and intra-device. So last click attribution models are attractive and easy, but not always the best. Know what every dollar is buying. GDN is the first 100% viewable network. We provide site-level reporting on our 2 million inventory partners, no fees or markups, total transparency on pricing, and then also define what matters to you. So Google empowers advertisers to define for themselves which conversions are relevant to their marketing goals, because not all businesses define success the same way. Lastly, I wanted to leave you guys with a fantastic case study from Ford in New Zealand. Ford, basically uses unique intent data to drive awareness with auto enthusiasts and affinity audiences, and to reach qualified users with purchase intent using in-market audiences. They used their own data to re-engage with previous visitors and delivered personalized messaging at scale and dynamic creative strategies and optimization. So the results were pretty impressive. They saw a 3x increase of average time spent on the site from 2013 to 2014.
Wow.
They saw, they saw a 60% increase year over year in website visitors, half of whom were visiting for the first time. And lastly, they saw that their bounce rate, I mean, this one is amazing. They saw that their bounce rate decreased from 65% in 2013 to 1.5% in 2014. So that's,
What?
yeah, huge decrease. So there are some moments, you know, when users are open to the right message from your brand. There are some wrong moments too. Only Google can help you tell the difference and win them. So by bringing together your data with our intent and contextual signals to reach more of the right people. So in the end, it's up to you to activate the right strategies for your dealership and take advantage of these messages. So in addition to you all getting the recording, and I know, you know, on the GoToWebinar there are some handouts as well, some handy handouts that we put on there for you guys. There are some links to some suggested resources. There's a Think with Google article on Google Audience Solutions. There's also a Google Hangout on Air, you know, which is another kind of webinar on YouTube, so about winning on search audience. I've also linked the customer match implementation guide if you guys are kind of doing it yourself, not working with an agency and you want to test it out. Also some case studies, as well as for remarketing lists for search ads, a case study and an implementation guide. So if you guys walk away today and, you know, for anyone that's not doing this or you're doing a little bit but not all of these, you know, a few takeaways for you guys. So some basic action items, tag your mobile and desktop sites. So implement Google marketing tags across your entire site. So don't forget about your mobile site. Google Tag Manager can help facilitate tag implementation. Create remarketing lists. So start broad, expand and optimize later. Make sure that you share your remarketing list to all your AdWords accounts. Run a free test, so apply remarketing lists for search ads to all your campaigns, including your brand and high performing. This will enable AdWords to build higher volume and quality similar audience lists. So plug your RLSA lists into search campaigns, set it as bid only, 0% modifier, bid multiplier. After 5 to 10 days, test it, analyze it, look at the returning visitor CPA, you know, start collecting cookies so you could, you know, start to use the RLSA bidding and targeting once the minimum threshold is met, you know, and then, you know, obviously we talked about similar audiences. Once you start with RLSA, you will be eligible to start using similar audiences once that's launched or your agency whitelists you. And then next, finally, customer match. You guys all have, I can't even imagine how many email addresses in your arsenal, right? All we need is 1,000 matched emails. They don't all have to be Gmail. We may be able to match them. If you have these addresses, you know, upload a minimum of, I would say, 2,000, so maybe half will match. And then set a recurring schedule to upload new email addresses as they're added to your dealership CRM. So you're not constantly, you know, having to go back and do it. So definitely, you know, if those were the few things that I would recommend you guys take away and action, those would be it. Perfect.
Big yellow question mark. I love it. Nicole, wow, you put out a lot of great information today. Audience, I know it was a lot of information. Got questions for today's DealerOn webinar presenter? Send them in right now. I'm surprised we only have a handful of questions. But we're going to get to your questions in just a moment. Before we do that, though, we got a couple more things to talk about. For instance, have you guys checked out the handouts section of the GoToWebinar interface yet? We have not one, but 4 great handouts for you. One of them, of course, is today's slide deck from Nicole. But there's 3 more in there. For instance, in there you'll also find a handout for Google Customer Match in search, another one about RLSA best practices, and there's also a checklist in there about display remarketing. So download all of those. You have until the end of this broadcast to make sure you have all of those downloaded, all right? And
Great reminder.
yeah, download them and check them out real fast. Maybe you have a question about something that you're seeing on one of those handouts too. Get that question in quickly. We do have to let Nicole go at a few minutes after 1, so let's see how many of these questions we can get through. Before we get to your questions though, I'm very excited about this. It's that time.
Oh.
If you missed it at the beginning of the webinar, well, I announced that our good friends over at Google, they're giving away an awesome prize on today's webinar. One lucky attendee is going to win a Google swag bag. And I got to tell you, I don't often get jealous about prizes. I'm actually quite jealous about whoever wins this prize, all right? I'm not going to lie, all right? I want this prize bad, so I know you do too. So get ready, everyone. Get to your keyboards. First person to write in the correct response to the giveaway question will be winning this awesome prize today. If you are...
Very nice prize.
It is a very nice prize. If you are a vendor, we're going to ask you to please kindly sit this one out. This prize is intended for dealership personnel only, but we do love having you here, and thank you so much for always coming to our DealerOn webinars. You're always welcome to our DealerOn webinars. But for right now, this prize is intended for dealership personnel only. All right, everyone, here we go. Good luck. I hope you're fast typers. Here is the question. What is the minimum number of matched email addresses you need in order to create a customer match audience list? Holy moly, everyone was paying attention. Yes. The answer...
Who was first?
The answer is 1,000. My goodness, almost everyone got that one right. That was too easy for you guys.
I know. I just realized I just said it too.
I told you to make the question harder.
I thought because it was in the beginning, like, you know, they would forget. But nope, you guys are on point. You guys are.
No, they know what's up. They know what's up. All right, well, this is not a first-time winner. But I feel like almost every time he comes on my show, he wins. Devon Rajkumar, you are today's winner. Congratulations. You are the first person to write in 1,000. Devon Rajkumar. This is like the third time you won for me, Devon.
Wow.
I should know what dealership you're from, and of course I don't. So... He says, I love you, Eliana, and the DealerOn Webby. Well, you're very welcome. Oh my gosh, this is his 4th time winning. Devon, you are one lucky guy, let me tell you.
Sure.
Devon, you need to write on in and let me know what dealership you're from so I can give you a proper congratulations. Never mind, he's already done it. Holy moly, he knows what's up. Let's see.
He's an expert at winning prizes.
Let me tell you, he's a digital marketing manager at Van Dusen Chevrolet Buick GMC in Ontario, Canada. And look at that, he's already given us his mailing address. Congratulations, Devon. You are today's winner of this really awesome prize, which I'm a little bit jealous about, I'm not gonna lie.
Congratulations.
He says 12 p.m. Thursdays is my favorite time of the week. Thank you, Devon. I appreciate that. I will take it. Congratulations, of course. And now, for everyone else, thank you for playing along. We love giving away prizes every week. And I know we only had one prize today, but you know what? We give away cool prizes every week. So come on back to another DealerOn webinar. And who knows, that could be the day you win a cool prize on a DealerOn webinar. But for right now, we're going to congratulate Devon on his big win. And Devon, if you don't want it, you know, you can always send it to me. I'm your girl in Jersey, right? I really want this prize. And, of course, we got to thank our good friends over at Google for their incredible generosity. All right, Nicole, I hope you're ready to deal out some more info on these questions before we let you go in the next 10 minutes.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Now, by the way, we have one listener, Melissa. She is all over this. She asks some really wonderful questions, all right? So the first of her questions is, you can go to the next slide, by the way. The first of her questions is, are these display ads appearing in search results or anywhere on the web that the person was? This is back on the slide where you were showing like the Gmail and you were showing how it would display, you know,
Gmail ads?
Yeah, I think that's the one that we were talking about. And she says, are these display ads appearing during search results or anywhere on the web that the person was?
No, well, okay, so customer match, we could show those ads anywhere, but if you're doing Gmail ads specifically utilizing Customer Match, those are only going to show on, within Gmail. So on the Gmail app or on the Gmail desktop. So.
All right. Melissa does have some follow-up questions for you too, by the way. All right. So this is a great question from Melissa, which I love. How long does someone's behavior online cause them to expire from an in-market auto consumer?
How long, say that again, how long does their behavior...
How long does someone's behavior online get them into an in-market auto consumer list? Like, if they do a search for, a Mazda Miata.
Yeah.
Search for a Mazda Miata convertible. All right. So they did the search on January 1st. How long does it keep them on that list? How long does it attribute that to their online behavior?
Gotcha. That's actually a great question. Before the webinar, I was trying to search for it, so I had it. I didn't get a chance to grab it. We do have it somewhere because, obviously I talked about, the in-market audiences. It differs by vertical. Like a camera, obviously, that lead time is much shorter than a car. I can't say for sure off the top of my head. I know it's somewhere. I was searching for it earlier. I didn't have enough time to grab it. But can you take down her information so we could follow up with her on that one?
Well, I sure could. Melissa?
Yeah.
Send me your information so we can get some more stuff out to you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Next question comes in from Andy. Andy says, is there any circumstances where RLSA should not be used? Because you make it sound like we should be using it all the time.
I don't want to make it sound like that. RLSA is a great product. It's not necessarily something everyone has to use. Clearly, if you're trying to, reach customers who have already searched for you before, it's a great strategy. But again, it's a newer product. Not everyone uses it, and obviously they clearly still have fantastic campaigns. So it's totally up to you and your strategy. My recommendation always, test it, especially because RLSA, you don't have to put a bid modifier on. Set it up at 0%, no cost, no budget increase. Just set it up so you can start collecting that data, getting those insights, and then kind of figure it out from there.
All right, Andy, you got a follow-up question? We'd love to hear from you. All right, next question. We only have a few more questions left, all right? Next question comes in from Joey. Hey, Joey, how are you? Joey says, can in-market audiences be used for RVs and motorhomes?
Yes, they can.
They can?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. I love RVs. Okay, yes, they can, for sure. Campers, RVs, motorhomes, we have all of that data. It's, standard category that we have here internally at Google in the taxonomy system. We collect in-market audiences for those verticals 100%.
I love it. And Joey says, oh my. All right. I have so many people that are writing into me right now, but they're all just kind of comments. Melissa wrote back in. She did give me her email address, so she's very much looking forward to that information. She's not the only one. Kelly also wrote in. She would like that information as well.
Is there somewhere maybe we can post in a follow-up so everyone gets it maybe?
I have no idea. We've never tried that before. But
okay.
All right. And then Melissa wanted me to tell you, she said, thanks so much, Nicole. This would be great to know, as I get asked by my general manager at my store all of the time.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she said. And then Kelly says, well, I'd like that information as well. And then let me see. Yep, nope, that's the same thing. Okay, okay, let's get back up here. Melissa has another question. She says, how does customer match work if someone is not using a Gmail account?
So if someone's not, we don't match all of them. So like, for example, part of the strategy was, upload, for example, 2,000 email addresses expecting 50% of them to not be matched. There are some cases where, for example, like if someone has a Yahoo address, then it somehow they have their Gmail and Yahoo connected. So we are able to look at that on the back end. So sometimes, even if it's not a Gmail address, we are able to identify that whatever their main email address that you have on file is associated with a Google Gmail address. So that's a way that we do it. But like I said, 50% match rate, you know, there's going to be email addresses that we just can't match. So recommendation is don't just put in all the Gmail addresses, like don't filter your, you know, your CRM data for Gmail only. Send them all, you know, assuming that, you know, half of them won't match. You know, clearly we'll match all the Gmail. Hopefully we'll match some other ones too. And, you know, we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. And hurry up, get your last minute questions in because I got one more question on the queue right now, and then we're going to close out this webinar. All right. So last question for you, Nikki, is from Elmer. Hey, Elmer, what's going on? By the way, Elmer lives very far away. He's like in the Netherlands, and he always attends the webinars. All right. So Elmer wants to know, how does Google know when the car is bought so you don't get bombarded with ads for cars as you are not in the market anymore? That is the question, isn't it?
Very good question. So we were talking about, you know, kind of the in-market audiences and the signals that they're displaying. So someone who is specifically searching for pricing, financing, you know, once they stop searching for those things, then we will consider them not in market to buy anymore. So typically, you know, you do all the research, you purchase a car, and then unless you're kind of like having buyer's remorse, you know, you should essentially stop searching for like pricing and financing for other cars, right? So by nature, you know, we're able to take those signals and move people out of kind of that in-market audience selection.
All right. Thank you. So a great question, Elmer. Nicole, it was a pleasure having you here. And I would say, hey, come on back to the show as soon as you can. But I know you're about to, you know, you're in the middle of making a human. So as soon as you're back from making the human, let me know. I'd love to have you back on the show in 2017, my friend, okay?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, too. This was so fun. Love getting questions and, you know, hearing from everyone. So, you know, definitely take advantage of all those resources. You know, hopefully, you know, you learned at least one thing to take away. I know a lot of you are very savvy with a lot of this. So hopefully if there, you know, there's one thing that you guys could take away today into your strategy, especially as, you know, we get close to 2017. It's kind of scary.
I know.
Marketing strategy.
It's really scaring me. Like Christmas is right around the corner.
Yes.
We gotta like bump up our strategy so we have a killer end of the year, and it's I could have sworn.
It's gonna go so fast.
I could have sworn we were just celebrating like New Year's like last month. And here we are. All right. So by the way, again, congratulations, and I wish you small head and small shoulders, Nicole. By the way, he doesn't know if it's a boy or a girl.
Yes.
I found it. So we're taking bets over here at DealerOn. But congratulations and good luck and all the best to you, my friend. And I will catch you on the flip side when you come back from maternity leave, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
You got it. Fantastic presentation. I got to remind my audience, a link to download a copy of today's webinar recording is going to be emailed to you later today for your reference. Hey, feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. And this webinar will also be posted online within 24 hours. So just go to dealeron.com/webinars, and there you can view our upcoming webinar schedule or access any of our past webinars too. And yes, when this webinar concludes in just a moment, you're going to get a short survey. It is 6 short questions. We would love your input, so please fill out our survey. We want to know what you thought of today's presentation. It really helps us out, and it helps us to get more speakers and more subjects that are what you want to hear about, okay? So please fill out that survey. We'd really appreciate it. Also want to let you know that Sean Rains and Greg Gifford, they're both going to be presenting at the upcoming Driving Sales Executive Summit coming up in Las Vegas end of October. So if you're going to be there, we want to see you. Stop by, check it out, and say hi. Can't wait to see you there. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next DealerOn webinar. And I'm not going to lie, It literally took me 2+ years to get him on my show, but here we are. A tale of 2 case studies driving lucrative dealership strategies with data. When discussing success in business, guess what? Data, it's your friend. The numbers just don't lie. In this engaging 1-hour webinar, Brent Weiss will help dealers build stronger process and marketing strategies through a more comprehensive dive into new data and detailed analysis. He's going to share 2 case studies of dealerships who chose to invest in leading-edge automation technologies and what they discovered along the way that also radically changed their strategy for the future. Attendees will learn how quickly the stores implemented this new technology, overcame adoption hurdles, and how those experiences can be applied at any dealership. Furthermore, he's going to show how this new data from automation can help dealers focus their sales strategies, develop a better customer service culture, improve customer engagement tactics, maximize marketing dollars, and positively affect other marketing strategies. Each of these case studies tells a story of the challenges a dealership faced, the critical decisions its people weighed, and the actions they took. And in the end, attendees will see what these 2 dealerships achieved, how they achieved it, and how you might do the same or better. So if you're ready to hear a tale of 2 case studies and how they can teach you to drive lucrative dealership strategies with data, then don't you dare miss this presentation. So register now, and don't forget, DealerOn's weekly webinars are held Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, or 9 a.m. Pacific. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions regarding the DealerOn webinars and our topics, contact me directly. I'd love to hear from you. My name is Eliana Raggio, and you can track me down online. I'm everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the automotive social networks. Or you know what? You can just email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. Thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today, and I hope to see you all on another webinar in DealerOn's continuing education series. Take care.